We have breaking news. Michelle Obama's mother has passed away at the age of 86. Let's get straight into it and see what is going on. Rest in peace to her. She was a beautiful woman.
David, what's your reaction to the passing of Michelle Obama's mother, a woman I assume you knew well?
Just found sadness. Well, she was just a great lady. I mean, much of what was said reflects what I experienced over the course of my relationship with the Obamas, starting, before he was a national leader. But the move to Washington, as was said, was not something she was a South Sider through and through. Her husband worked for 37 years at a water filtration plant, worked through multiple sclerosis, and yet never missed a day of work. And she was the rock of that family, as Michelle said. Michelle was crazy, both excelled in life and very much a product of their mom's tutelage. She taught them to be resilient, how to be responsible, and grace taught them. But in the White House, it was so interesting. She would, was said, she did not take to the whole celebrity lifestyle, kind of shunned that. And she would often slip out of the White House on her own, visit friends outside the White House. She really wasn't looking for it. And she was, and she, as soon as the administration was over, she went right back outside of Chicago. I will tell you, my last encounter with her was when Pete Souza, the former White House photographer, came to the Institute of Politics that I am associated with at the University of Chicago, and he did he was talking, he had a book of photos from the White House, and she was right there in the front row. And when it was over, students just gravitated to her, and she held forth. She was not a person of many words. The words were often laden with wisdom, but she was very, very talkative, and the kids were just transfixed. And she said, sort of as an aside, "This is great. They never let me talk much out there in Washington." And it was just so much fun to see. She was like the Pied Piper with these young people. The last thing I would say is she was indispensable to the Obamas, whose big concern about running for president, about being elected president, was the impact it would have on their two young daughters when they had to be on the road and so on. And the fact that Mrs. Robinson was there to provide consistent, sustained, nurturing guidance, oversight, made everything possible. And, those young women now are in part who they are, and they're both sensational young women because of the love and guidance of their grandmother.
Okay.
My name is
People
Annie.
really love her. Let's stop that. Let's get into what they have here and see. Marian Robinson, the mother of former First Lady Michelle Obama, has died according to statements from the Obama and Robinson family. She was 86. As a sister, auntie, cousin, neighbor, and friend to so many, she was beloved beyond words by countless others whose lives were improved by her presence. The statement from Barack and Michelle Obama, Craig and Kelly Robinson, and their children said in part, "She passed peacefully this morning, and right now, none of us are quite sure how exactly we'll move on without her," the statement said. Michelle Obama posted on social media, "My mom, Marian Robinson, was my rock. Always there for whatever I needed. She was the same steady backstop for our entire family. And we are heartbroken to share she passed away today. There was and will be only one Marian Robinson. In our sadness, we are lifted up by the extraordinary gift of her life. And we will spend the rest of our trying, let me get this right, and we will spend the rest of ours trying to live up to her example, Barack Obama wrote on X. Robinson lived with the Obamas during their time at the White House and was often spotted at events with the First Lady, including handing out goodie bags to I remember that, trick-or-treaters. We need her, the girls needed her. The family statement said of her move to Washington, and she ended up being our rock through it all. A native of Chicago, where she returned after the Obamas left the White House. Robinson was married to Fraser Robinson, and the pair had 2 children, Michelle and Craig. Fraser Robinson died in 1991 after a long struggle with multiple sclerosis. Marian Robinson was heavily involved in her kids' education, according to the statement. The family recalled Robinson as having taught her children to read at an early age, sitting together as they sounded out words on a page, giving them the strength and confidence to walk to school. They also highlighted her presence in a historical moment. On election night in 2008, when the news broke that Barack would soon shoulder the weight of the world, she was there, holding his hand, the statement read. David, former Obama senior advisor, remembered Robinson as just a great lady. She was a Southsider, through and through. A CNN senior political commentator told CNN Wolf on the Situation Room on Friday, adding that during her time at the White House, she did not take to the whole celebrity lifestyle. Instead, he said, she would often slip out of the White House on her own and visit with friends. She really wasn't looking for attention. She was old school. Years after the unveiling of the Obama's portrait at the Smithsonian's National Portrait Gallery in 2018, Michelle Obama recalled how impactful her mother's reaction had been when she took her to the museum after hours. It was quiet, and I was watching my mom, Marian Robinson, sit at the base of my portrait and look up at it with such a level of awe. She said when the portraits were temporarily moved to Chicago. And for me, watching her see me in that way meant the world to me, Michelle Obama said. That's the end of the story. And I want to say she was a beautiful woman. Rest in peace to Marian Robinson. May her soul rest at ease. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, and let me know that you have subscribed so I can personally say thank you.